Hello, 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 everyone. It is your girl, Miss Natalie B. And welcome, everyone. It is Tuesday, so you know what it is. It is the breathe experience. And I'm super excited today for a few different reasons to talk to you all because this today and this week's topic is something that is very important to me. It is emotional literacy, and it's important to me for a few different reasons, but we'll get into that in a minute. But you guys know how we start off the show. This is the Breathe Experience. Where every Tuesday at 6 p.m. So go ahead if you're tuning in, viewing right now, hit the share button because we're about to hit some good points for you all right now this day. Dion Victoria will be joining us soon. But again, you guys, we are talking about emotional literacy. Honey, now this topic can be something else. When we're talking about emotional literacy, we are talking about the understanding of your thoughts, of your emotions, of your mental state, of your feelings. How do you feel? And that doesn't seem like it would be a hard question, right? How do you feel? That doesn't seem like it would be a tough question. But for most people, it very much so is. And it's for a few different reasons, right? We're not taught emotional literacy. We don't really know what that is. And sometimes when we hear it, it sounds a little foreign. Like you think of literacy, you think of reading, writing, you don't think of your emotions. A lot of times we're not taught to think of our emotions at all, which is a huge reason why we're emotionally running rampant out here in these streets. And a lot of things are happening because we are illiterate emotionally. We don't know how we feel, let alone how to handle, manage, and understand those feelings because we don't even know how we feel, right? Have you ever had a conversation with someone and you simply just ask them that question? How are you feeling today? For most people, it's the straight up, I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm good. But what does that mean? Today, we're going to dive deeper into that. We're going to figure out how to tap into those feelings, how to understand those feelings, how to teach emotional literacy to ourselves, our family, our friends, and definitely our children so that we can kind of change the narrative of what's going on in our communities and within our families and in ourselves. And so if you guys have anything to chime in on emotional literacy, go ahead and drop down in the comments. I see you, Chanel Lane. Hey, Queen. How you doing? We love to see you, one of our favorite supporters and our first Free Your Mind Friday guest coming to Facebook Live. So thank you for being here. Go ahead and let us know how you feel about emotional literacy down at the bottom. And again, I'm Miss Natalie B, y'all. I don't think I said that this time around, but I'm Miss Natalie B. And again, Dion Victoria will be joining us soon. But before we dive too far into the conversation, you guys already know how we start off. We start off with our self-appointed anthem theme song, which is the amazing Miss India Ari Breathe. And if you guys, again, we play it every single Tuesday, but if you have never heard the song, please go to YouTube. Please go to any major streaming platform and look up Miss India Ari. Look up Breathe. This song is so important, so powerful, and relevant.
Sometimes you just can't believe the things your eyes see. So much injustice in this life, and it's happening right on your TV screen. So you drop to your knees and you're praying, cause you can hear him saying he can't breathe. And it's all so overwhelming, because you know there's nothing you can do to help him. Continue to breathe, continue to breathe. In times like these, that's what your heart is for. Continue to breathe, continue to breathe. In honor of your brother, that's what your heart is for. There's always someone trying to take someone's power away. The history of the world is violent. will it ever change? Now we're living in a time when you just can't hide. There's a camera in every hand. It's not elusive, even when they treat you like you're useless. We know what the truth is. Continue to breathe. Oh. Continue to breathe. In times like these, that's what your heart is for. Continue to breathe. Continue to breathe. In honor of your brother, that's what your heart is for. Fight for your life. Fight for your life in the face of a society that doesn't value your life. For the men in your life, for the boys in your life, for your brothers, for your fathers, for the ones that came before us. For the future, for the future, for the future, for the future. Continue to breathe in times like these. That's what your heart is for. Continue to breathe. Continue to breathe in honor of your brother. That's what your heart is for. In times like these, nothing matters more. Continue to breathe in honor of your brother. That's what your heart is for. Continue to breathe. Times like these, that's what your heart is for. Continue to breathe. Continue to breathe. In that's what your heart is for. Continue to breathe. Continue to breathe. Times like these, that's what your heart is for.
All right, y'all. That is the lovely, the amazing, the fantastic, the goddess herself, Miss India Ari. Again, that song is Breathe. Go find it, go search it, go download it, go put it on your phone, set it as your ringtone. That song is super powerful. And so every time the Breathe experience starts, we're going to play that song. It's super important. And that is what the Breathe experience is all about. It's reminding you to slow down for just a second, to take a deep breath. And that directly ties into this week's topic and today's show topic, which is emotional literacy. Okay. I see Chanel commented in the comment section. She says she has to correct herself when she answers, "I'm fine." Yes. Yes. And that's something that we have to learn. We have to check ourselves because, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to go into, but if we don't know how we feel and we can't articulate and communicate how we feel, then we'll be stuck in that space. I hope that that's understandable. So I really appreciate you saying, like, I have to check myself when I go, oh, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm good. Right. But are you? Really, we have to check in with how we feel. And it's okay not to be okay sometimes. That's the thing too. I think with the way society is set up, we have to put on this brave face and go out into the world and just be okay and just be all right and just be good all the time, right? But what if you're not? You need to figure out why you're not to get to a better place, to truly be good, to truly be happy, to truly be amazing. You have to understand that you're not there and work on the steps to get you there. So that's a piece of emotional literacy. So thank you for that, Chanel. And then continue to breathe. Absolutely. It's mandatory that we take time for ourselves to just take a breath. That ties directly into emotional literacy and emotional maturity to actually understand that I need this breath. This breath in our body is literally life or death. And we say it all the time here at the Breathe Experience. So many times we're going through life, we're moving, and we literally hold our breath. We're literally forgetting to breathe. Life gets stressful. It's a lot going on out here in the world. We have to remember to breathe and check in mentally, how and emotionally, how do we feel? And then also that lends to other people. to if you can analyze yourself and check yourself and see how you're feeling, check in with self, you can do that same thing with other people, right? But again, before we hop too far into the conversation, y'all already know how we do this. After Miss India, okay, honey, it's the breathe moment. So y'all let me know who needed to breathe this week. Go ahead and drop it down in the comments. Was it you? Did you need to breathe this week? Was it a friend, a family member, one of these kids? Like, who was it? Tell me about it. Go ahead and drop down in the comments who needed to breathe this week. I know for myself. Let me see who needed to breathe this week. I know the past few weeks has been me. I've been really searching within, talking about emotional literacy. I've been really diving deep on me and who I am and my feelings and why I react the way I do to certain things. So, like, it's been me for the past couple of weeks. Who needed to breathe? Natalie. Natalie needs to breathe. Natalie needs to check herself. Okay. So who needed to breathe again? Y'all go ahead and drop that down in the comments as I bring up Miss Dion Victoria. Welcome, sis.
Hey.
Oh, I can't hear you. I can't hear you, sis.
Why you can't hear me? Hey.
But yes. So continuing the trend. It's me again, y'all. It's me again. I needed to breathe again this week. I'm checking myself. That's a part of emotional literacy, checking yourself. So I had to. It's me. It's for the past 3 weeks. It's been me. It's been me. And I understand that, and I'm working through that because, again, emotional literacy is sitting with self and really figuring out why you react the way you do to things. Understanding what that means, understanding how to fix it, understanding what spaces you need to heal from, and how you can move accordingly again to be your best self, to be happy. And so for me, that's what this time in my life has really been about. 2020 down. 2021 beginning of still sitting with self, sitting alone a lot of times, and really just thinking about who you are as a person and who you want to be as a person, and what that means for you moving forward. How do you really feel? And you know, stop being on that brave. I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm all right. That's not really emotional literacy, y'all. We really need to get to the root of how we feeling so we can change it if it needs to be changed. So it was me again. I be thinking, y'all. I be baby these past few months. I just been thinking. I've been going real deep within and figuring out how to be my best self. So I breathe often. And so again, it's been me. So y'all go ahead and put in the comments who needed to breathe. Oh, there's a huge echo. Was that when Dion Victoria came in? Because I don't hear an echo on my end. You guys let me know. We might be having a little tech issues. Ms. Dion Victoria bounced out probably to check and see what was going on with her mic because I couldn't hear her when she came in. So y'all keep us posted and let us know how it sounds to you, how you're hearing it. Thank you for letting us know. It was an echo. It's me, Danae. Thank you. Me too. So see, I'm telling y'all, it's a good thing though. It's a good thing when it's not always an outside source that needed to breathe, because it means you're checking yourself, and that's sound part of literacy. Hey, sis, I'm hearing sounds now. I think it's an echo though.
Hey. Let's see.
Hey. Yeah, it's an echo when I talk.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you. But do you have headphones?
No, but is it still echoing?
Let me see. Wait.
It shouldn't be.
Mic check. Oh no, you sound good.
Yay!
Come on, you better get your tech together. Figure it right on out.
Click some boxes, you know. Check.
You say what?
I said
check your
boxes.
Come on, tech.
Check.
I hope y'all also feeling this high pony I got today.
I love it. Look,
you know, it's really high. Oh, you got the high pony too, son? Squad.
Squad, girl.
Yes, squad. And it's a little to the side. That's a little 90s vibe. If I had a scrunchie, I'll put it up there. Yeah, but you know, it's my locks wrapped around right now. So, you know, I'm feeling it. Okay, Chanel says she can hear Dion for the first time. There's still a
One time for
echo.
the first time. Hey, Miss Cookie.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Danae.
All right. So we were just doing our brief moment, sister. And y'all, Janae, Chanel, anyone else who's watching, go ahead and put your breathe moment. Who needed to breathe this week? Was it you or was it someone else? And I was just saying how I've been really reflective recently, and it's been me for almost a month now because I'm just thinking about what type of person I want to be and checking in with my emotions. And I was saying, because Danae raised her hand, she said, it's me. It's me. So she needed to breathe this week as well.
Me.
And I said, that's a good thing because it means you're not always projecting. It's not always someone else's fault. It's not always an outside external force against you. It's like, okay, what role am I playing in that? So that is really good that you're checking yourself and you're taking a moment to breathe and then fix, because that's the first step. You have to know it's a problem to fix it. Me and Dion Victoria was just talking about that the other day. You got to know sometimes you ain't nothing before you can become something. Okay.
We didn't use those words.
We ain't use those words, y'all. But we're gonna be politically correct, okay? So Dion, what about you? Who needed to breathe this week?
I'm gonna go with the theme of things and say me as well.
Okay.
This week, oh my God, it's only Tuesday, y'all.
This Tuesday.
It's only Tuesday. But that's why I had to breathe.
I can tell because it cracked you up that it's only Tuesday. It must have been one of them weeks already.
Day one. It was day one.
Yeah, somebody go check on Dion Victoria. Somebody. So what was your breathe moment, sis?
So I just realized, like, okay, I had multiple breathe moments, but the overall theme was I just gotta breathe. Cause okay, in meditation, when I've gone to the different retreats, you get uncomfortable. I've told you about them. It gets painful. You sit in for hours. You can't talk to nobody. You you gotta eat whatever food they give you. It be good food now. Don't get me wrong. The food be bomb, but you still gotta just go with the flow of things and breathe through the process. Um, and that's what I noticed this morning when I was meditating. My meditation hasn't pushed me to the point lately. My meditation hasn't pushed me to the point of having to breathe through the process. So it's time to up the ante and
Okay.
get back to that, because practicing that in meditation and in art making, which we'll talk about more, actually allows us to breathe through the process, which is also something that allows us to be more intelligent about our emotions. So I know that's our theme this week, social emotional intelligence. So yeah, I don't know if you're ready to just jump right in.
I'm ready, sis. I kind of been like inching, and they're like, okay, before we jump fully, let's play a song. Now I inch a little bit more. Okay, all right. How we check in? Who needs to breathe? I've been inching this whole time, so
Let's inch in.
I've been double dutching on the side,
I
like ready for the
appreciate
rope. You feel me? So
and
let's get
that's skills.
it. Let's get it. I'm ready to hop in. I've been up here on the side, ready to jump in the rope.
Okay.
Is it TRB? Oh, let me in. Absolutely. That's the feeling. That's the vibe.
Chanel said, I need to breathe. I'm always anxious. I've been putting the need to breathe over my need to get everything done. Girl, ooh, wait, time out. Can I address that?
That part. Go right ahead, sis. Go right ahead.
Y'all hear me out there?
Address. We hear you, sis.
Listen.
Address it.
Listen, if I don't identify with that, I'm trying to tell you. When you, okay.
What you doing? You put out the great big book of everything?
The great big book of everything, with
everything inside.
With my list upon list in my check boxes, check off the check.
Check it off the checklist. I'm blessed.
Come on, I'm so blessed. But the thing is, with being blessed, a lot of times we don't we get preoccupied with the to-do list.
Yeah.
It's a lot to do when you have a lot to do with it. You know what I mean? Like you
Mm-hmm.
got a lot of things to do
Mm-hmm.
and you got a lot of resources to do it. It becomes overwhelming, and we get these lists. Man, I'm telling you, you get overwhelmed all the time when you're looking at the checklist. And what
And they don't really go down because once you take some stuff off, some more stuff come on.
never,
So
that's the thing. You be like, oh, I checked something off. But every time you check something off, 10 more things popped up because you did what you were supposed to do. And the universe is
right,
blessing you with abundance. And to us, it's
right.
like a to-do list, but to the universe, it's like it's everything you was born to do. So,
And this is what you wanted. This is what you manifested and called for.
and this is what you manifested. So get out there and do it. You're not supposed to do anything else. Do it.
Do it.
I hear you on that. That's why I had to breathe, because I definitely was like, oh my God, this list though. And then to be honest, it feels nice when you check stuff off. But like you said, Nat, and like we said, it keeps being more every time. It never goes away. It never ends. It's like,
But if it ends, what are we doing though?
and then that's the other question I had today. Girl, you better get out my head. I'm tired of you.
You know I got you.
That's the other question there. Okay, well, if there's nothing else to do on the to-do list, are you still living? What's going on?
Right. What you doing?
Yeah, girl. I know. I know. That's why I
Yeah, so Chanel Light said she makes so many lists.
know.
She said, I am overwhelmed. You have me over here about to cry. Yeah, I mean that's a thing though. And when we talk about like emotional literacy and like really understanding our emotions and knowing what they are, we have to get to the point where we're real with ourselves.
What are
Like I know we don't ever really want to get to a point where we feel defeated, or we don't ever want to get to a point where we're like whatever it is winning. But that's a completely different thing from checking in with yourself and being 100 and how you feel in that moment. That doesn't mean you have to stay how you feel in that moment, but you have to understand it.
yeah.
Right? So if you're at a point where you feel overwhelmed, you need to honor that feeling.
Oh my God. Done.
What?
I'm not saying nothing else.
All right. So like if you feel overwhelmed, you got to honor that in that moment. You don't have to stay there, but you have to honor that in that moment and say, you know what, right now. And that's when that breathe moment comes into play. I am overwhelmed. Now, what's next is completely up to you, because you don't have to stay overwhelmed. Yes, the checklist ain't going nowhere. You still gonna have to do that thing, but you can take a moment. You can take a moment to breathe. You can take a moment to incorporate a little joy out of your routine. If it's just checking off, do something you really love to do. Take 5, 10, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and just do something that you really want to do. Something that can relax your mind. Go take a bath, go take a shower, go listen to some music, go dance, turn up if you need to. Whatever it is, take some time to yourself. And when you do that, when you come back to that to-do list, you're less overwhelmed and you have taken a moment to breathe and to put you first. Because if you die from being stressed out, the to-do list will never be completed. And if you take yourself out of here from being overwhelmed and stressed out, there go the to-do list right there. It's gone. Okay. And so is all the other plans you had. All right. So we need to it's gone because you're gone. All right. That's the end of that chapter because we're stressed out. So we have to remember that we are beings as well. We know we were sent here to do something. We know, the to-do list can get long and it keeps growing. We know that your life can be overwhelming. We get that, but you have to, in the midst of that, feel how you feel, because that's a warning sign to you. If you're feeling overwhelmed, that's a boop. And it's like, okay, let me breathe. Let me step away from this for a moment. Because that moment ain't gonna kill you. But if you stay stressed out, that will.
Oh, can I go?
Hop on in there, sis. Hop on in there.
Okay.
Tag.
I'm in. I'm in.
Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it.
Okay, check this, y'all. Check this out. So I don't know if y'all see this yet. There we go. Let's talk about emotional intelligence and our awareness and what are emotions, right? Emotions come, if y'all see right here, emotions come from the arousal of the nervous system. Millions of chemical reactions take place in the brain at any given time. Okay, so I actually learned this from a different book, but I couldn't find the book, so I just found it online. Um, Basically, when we experience emotions, what's happening is there are different neurochemicals being released in our brain and nervous system throughout our body. That's why you get sweat when you get. That's why you start sweating when you get anxious. Sometimes you might feel your temperature rise. You might, like me, like my man. I get when I get nervous, angry. When I have any almost any like fire emotion, I get real hot, real fast.
You get them butterflies in your stomach.
Girl, that's all chemical reactions happening within your system that are fired by whatever brain experience you're having. So each chakra is connected to several organs via the nervous system. So our
Pause real quick
energy.
for the folks that wasn't here last week.
Yes.
We talked about the spiritual literacy. All right, getting
Yes.
into spirituality and learning about the chakras. Okay. So this ties in directly because with the health component of spirituality, we talked about how the chakras are aligned with different parts of our body. And when different parts of our body is out of whack, that means that chakra might be out of whack. We probably should work on that spiritual self to fix that physical self. But go ahead, sis. I just wanted to help the people out.
Get it, girl. Get it. So,
I just wanted to help the people out.
come on. Got to. So, and I appreciate you for it. So, that's why I wanted to connect this because the chakras is an energy, a spiritual thing. Emotions are connected to your energy and spiritual self. So if you're experiencing negative emotions, so is your spiritual self. If you want to fix that, you have to, and it goes like back and forth. Both experiencing the emotions affect the spiritual self, and the health of your spiritual self affect the emotions, right? It goes back and forth. So you have to make sure you're taking care of both spaces. We'll talk more about that, but I just want to be very clear what emotions are scientifically. It's a chemical reaction happening in the brain and body at any given time. And those emotions are inspired or triggered by certain experiences that happen in our lives that we have certain associations to. And then we are then affected in a physical way. And that's why we talk about illness and disease popping into our lives when each chakra is connected to several organs via the nervous system. So energy is congested in the chakra, communication can be altered and affect the functioning of the organs, possibly resulting in disease. I just need y'all to understand that of what emotions are. Girl, you so silly.
Educate, son. That's what we here to do. Yes. I don't know if y'all caught that word, but I caught that word. I hope y'all caught that word. What? Listen, what she's saying is, thank you, Dion Victoria. Thank you.
I really do. I was excited for this show. I'm gonna be honest. I was extremely excited to do the show today. So I hope it's coming through to y'all. And I hope
like you just dropped that word. So like basically to sum all of that up, your emotions are chemical reactions in your brain that also manifests throughout your body. So if we aren't dealing with our emotions, if we aren't understanding, feeling, and then addressing our emotions, that will literally kill us by manifesting ailments and sickness in the body, congestion all up and through the body because you're congested mentally and spiritually and emotionally. So it's congesting your physical being.
Yeah.
Yeah, girl, I was with you, girl. I was following. I was following, sis. I'm over here like, say less. Go ahead, say more. Tell me all that. Because that's the part we don't think about. And I love how this week ties directly into last week. It ties directly into last week because we talked about the spirit. We talked about how we are literally trained a lot of times not to connect to the spiritual self. It's this foreign mystical creature that's out in the wilderness. That's crazy. When it's us, we are the spirit. It's like I said last week, like when we pass on and go to the next realm, or however you look at it, our bodies are left here. The physical shell is still sitting here, but the spirit is what's gone. That's the part that's us. That's the part that's our feelings. That's the part that makes us do what we do based on those emotions and those chemical reactions. What's that?
I just said make it do what it do, baby. I'm sorry.
Make it do what it do. It's our spirit. It's our souls. It's ourselves. That's us, right? This physical is just outward, right? It's armor. It's a shell. But the spirit is what's inside. The chakras are within that spirit, right? And if we don't have good spiritual health, we don't have good emotional health. And if we don't have good spiritual and emotional health, we don't have good physical health. They all sync up together. And so in order to really get on one accord and change what's happening in the world out here, which is a whole lot of mental illnesses, a whole lot of depression, a whole lot of, we have to change and link all of those things together. They have to be unified, spiritual, mental, and physical, right?
Yes.
And don't get me wrong, it's not always all spiritual. You can't be eating trash and be putting a lot of nonsense in your body that's getting you sick as well and ailments as well. But why are you doing that?
Exactly. I was just about to say that's a spiritual thing still, because why, like you said, why are you doing that? Knowing what it does to your body to just eat toxic things? Nah, that's not healthy, and there's something up with your spirit. Like I be thinking about people who be like heavy set, like super overweight, or just like clearly like something's bagged up in you. We need to release that shit literally. I mean, excuse me, release that literally.
Some of
um
the feces.
my bad, y'all.
About and the energy around it as well. But no, it's really a thing, and we have to be real about it. Like we have to be 100 about it. And that comes with emotional literacy and maturity and really understanding what's wrong. That's why I say, like, we have to feel where we are. We have to see where we are to change it. If we don't see a problem in our behavior, of course we're not going to change it, because where's the problem? Right? There is none. What? So you have to see where the flaws are, but you got to dig down deep for that. And then not only that, there's the trauma issue, because now we're not only dealing with like our day-to-day emotions and what's right in front of us. It's like, why do I react this way now that I'm 39? And it's because something happened when I was 5.
And that's that other part that people aren't aware of. Traumas actually close your chakra channels. Uh, Experiences that affect you emotionally
Yeah.
close your chakra channels. They affect them. So when we're not flowing, it's because of the traumatic things that have happened that make us not flow.
And the traumatic things aren't always our fault. A lot of times they are not our faults at all. They're outside things, right? But once we know that those traumas are affecting us in whatever way that they're affecting us, it's up to us to heal from those traumas.
Exactly.
And it's hard. We are not just sitting here talking like it's cupcakes and whatnot. It's hard. It's hard to identify like the traumas within yourself and your family members around you that raised you, and like all this other stuff, to really dig down deep and say, why do I behave the way that I do? Why do I get so emotionally connected to these type of people? Why do I, though? That's the deep journey you have to go on for emotional literacy. To really, first thing you got to do is breathe, sit still and breathe, to really figure it out, to really say, hey, how am I feeling right now? And then you have to really feel that feeling. Don't just wash it away automatically. Say, okay, like Chanel, thank you for sharing, sis. If I'm overwhelmed, let me be overwhelmed in this moment. Let me acknowledge and understand that in this moment, I am overwhelmed.
And
Now,
guess what? That's okay.
what's that?
And that's okay.
And that's okay. In this moment, it's okay for me to feel overwhelmed, because that's how I feel. The next step is, what are you going to do about it? Right?
Sometimes what are you gonna do is nothing.
That's totally up to you. Right? Because if I feel overwhelmed, let's look at it from a few different ways, right? Say I feel overwhelmed and I brush it off. I'm like, no, I'm not overwhelmed. I'm just, I'm gonna keep going, right? Power through, and that's totally your thing. If you want to power through that thing. But you're gonna feel more overwhelmed at the end because you're gonna keep doing, and as you keep doing, like we said, most stuff gonna get added to the list, and you never sat still enough to check in with how you really felt to handle your emotions around that subject matter.
I guess.
But if I say, go ahead.
I said what I meant by do nothing. I meant like sometimes we get overwhelmed by trying to do something about it, and there's nothing to do about it, but just you know, like
Right.
I really want to release certain emotions right now. Like I have in my life just certain things that keep reoccurring. And I literally got a message today that said, stop trying to do something about it. Just let it be. Like stop. It's gonna keep coming up and you got it. And that's where I had to realize I haven't been sitting and breathing through the process. I've been fighting it so hard. But it's time to just like, no, like breathe through the process, let what happens happen, and be good because you're going to be good.
Because we also have to understand that we have control over our lives. We have direct control over our lives. A lot of times, once you get past a certain age, you have direct control over your life. It's yours, right? But we also live in this world and on this plane with a whole lot of other beings and spirits and energy and people, right? So we can't control everything.
Right.
And the moment you think you can, baby,
Boy, your Nolans be coming out.
baby, that's when a lot of stuff get thrown out of whack because we cannot control everything. And that comes with emotional maturity, emotional literacy as well. Sit in, that's that quiet part. That's that breathe moment to sit back and say, okay, I'm going to tell y'all a story. I don't think I ever said this story out in public, but I'm going to tell this story. I remember one time I was in Florida. I lived in Florida for a little bit, y'all. I was in a bad relationship in Florida, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was not cute. It was not cute, okay?
No.
But it wasn't cute. But I was down there. I was in this relationship. The relationship was basically at an ending point. And what happened was I had an apartment. And in said apartment, it was in conjunction with that bad relationship. And it was an eviction notice on the door, right? So I'm like stressing. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, what am I about to do? All right. There's notice on the door. I don't know what I'm about to do. Right? I'm stressing. I'm tripping. I don't know. Chanel knows. She told me I still want to be we're not gonna go there, Chanel. We're not gonna go there. But it was just a bad situation, and mentally I was stressing. I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? I gotta fix this. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I gotta try to do something. I gotta fix it. I gotta do something. I gotta do something. Right? And I'm stressing. I'm sitting in the middle of the floor in the living room, lights off, and I'm like, what am I about to do? Right? And then immediately, this calm came over me, and I'm like, there's nothing really I can do about this. There's nothing I really can do. So, well, and I laugh because Dion already know I practice methodology. If you guys want to know what that is,
I was like, was that the methodology?
We can definitely dive into that. My class methodology 101, 102 coming soon. But I can't do nothing about this. So I'm like, why am I tripping? I literally can't change this situation. There is zero things that I can do within my power at this moment. So why am I stressing? And I literally stopped stressing. I got on the phone. I called a friend and was like, your man got a truck. Tell him to come over here. We finna pack up what I want. Everything else can stay. I gave away what I wanted to give away because I didn't live in Florida. It was right around the time I was about to come home. I had a whole nother apartment. It wasn't like this was my only place of living. Like I was going to be sleeping under pine trees or something. I had a whole nother apartment. So this really didn't matter in the grand scheme of things. And I'm like, ain't nothing I can do about it. All right, I'm going to go home and bye. Like I can't do nothing about it. And so like, that's the type of do nothing calm that can come over you when we stress out about things that one we don't necessarily need to stress out about. I had to take that brief moment and say, I can't change this situation. Me stressing out about it is not going to change the situation. I can change and fix and do what I can do and move around. And it comes in different phases of your life. It comes in different situations. It could be a boyfriend, it could be a girlfriend, it could be a husband, it could be a wife, it could be your kids, it could be co-workers, bosses, yourself, any any home situations, mortgage, whatever it is, car note, repossessions, whatever it is. Do what you can do and let the rest go. What you say?
Ceilings falling in.
Right, ceilings falling in, all types of stuff. And we have no control over that.
None.
So, okay.
That's it.
Worry about what you can worry about. My moving forward, this has been my thing for forever, but my specific saying now is I'm letting God handle all things above me. Y'all might have saw that viral video a while back. It's above me now.
Yes.
It's above me now, honey. It's above me now.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. I can't
No, I'm sorry. That's how you got to do all the energy. No.
That's exactly how you have to do it. So if it's that to-do list, you know what? In this moment, this to-do list is above me now. Okay?
God, that's what I be doing. When it gets to a certain point, I'm not going to lie. I'll be like, you need to do something about that. Because I'm done. I'm expired. It's done. It's done. This is your list now. Here you go. Girl, let me
I try again in 30 minutes. I'll try again tomorrow. Whatever it may be. But right now, it's above me. Okay?
These checks. Now, Chanel, can you see these checks?
Checks after checks, checking off the checklist. I'm blessed.
I was checking off the checklist today. You know, I just did those checks like an hour ago.
But that's the thing. And I had to do the same thing this weekend and last weekend. So every week I either add to a to-do list, I move to and write it on a new sheet so it's all linear, all the things I got left to do. I do that every week, right? And so it like I had some deadlines. I had an interview with some historian stuff I had to do. I had like different things I had to do. And I'm like stressing, and I felt it in my stomach. Like you said, that body, it reactions in your body. And I'm like, oh, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this at this time. I got to do this at this time. And I was like, wait, hold up.
Hold up.
No, I don't. I can get done what I can get done, and whatever don't get done, I get done later. Like the things that have hard, definite deadlines. You know what? Let me go.
Hey. Not sure what happened. Can you guys hear me here? The show still going on?
It is. I swiped my laptop and it went out the thing.
Oh, I'm like, what happened? I'm like,
I saw a crumb and I did like this and it took me out the thing and I was like, oh, let me go back.
I was sitting here like, hey.
We're still good though. But yeah, I'm gonna do what I can do now. And what's like time sensitive, everything else can get done later. And it really comes down to, you know what? I'm not about to stress myself out because if I die from a heart attack right now, nothing's getting done.
Come on. So, how about this? When you die, not if, but when you die, not only are you gonna probably owe somebody some money, you're probably gonna have some debt somewhere. You're probably gonna
I ain't claiming none of that stuff.
No, I mean, you know, like not like that type of debt. I'm talking about you got a bill that's due this month, and now you get.
Oh yeah, that's inevitable.
That's inevitable. You know, like you're gonna have a bill due the month you die. I'm telling you. So,
Dion just halfway more, but y'all bear with us.
What I'm trying to say is that why worry about the shit while we living, y'all?
And the thing is, we can't worry about the things that we have to do or that we didn't do or that somebody else did so much that we're not living. We were given this life, this spirit entered this vessel in this body with all the chakras aligned for a reason. You are here to do something. Do it. You are here to live your best life. Do it. And that's the power of the mind. And we said this Friday on Free Your Mind Friday. Free Your Mind Friday is free your mind for a reason. When you free your mind, you change your whole life. You free your life. Shackles fall away because you realize that you have the power, you hold the cards, and you control your life.
Carter G. Woodson told y'all, I don't know if y'all checked out the book, Miseducation. He said, if you got your mind, then you're a free person. Well, he said the opposite of that. But essentially, that's what he meant. You're free with a free mind.
Absolutely. And so it's time to, and that goes into that emotional maturity, that emotional literacy, because your mind is where your emotions hit, right? It's that chemical balance that's or imbalance or that reaction that's happening that's making you feel a certain way, because, and now you overthink it, or now you stress it, or now you feeling some type of way, or now you jealous, or now you this. All of these, or you worry. All of these different type of emotions are happening for different reasons, but your emotions do not have to own you. Your emotions does not have to cripple you. You hold the cards. You are an all-powerful being, and your emotions sometimes and your mental sometimes can play tricks on you. And that has nothing to do with you. Sometimes some stuff just creep in. That's why I tell people, watch what you eat, what you watching, what you listening to, the energy and the people that's around you, the food you eat, the smells you smelling, all the holes in your body. You better watch, okay? The lower ones as well, okay? All right, we're going to keep it 100 today. Listen, so watch what's being intaken into your body. And that's important because things can rub off on us. Everybody got auras. Everybody got energy. Everybody's spirit ain't beautiful. And that can rub off on us. So even sometimes our emotions and our thought are not our own. That's where that breathe moment and that emotional literacy comes into play. So you know what to happen when those things happen. You say, hold up.
Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up.
That ain't me. You can straight up say that sometimes. Like, nope, that ain't me. That ain't my thought.
Girl, that's what. Hi.
What? You keep saying what? You know what? And then you get quiet. You trying not to shout today?
You be in my head.
You know I got you. Listen, I receive messages and I spit them out. All right, half the time I can't even remember what I said. I just receive and spit it out. Thank you. All right, that's for the people. All right, I'm gonna give it to them. But that's the thing, yo. Like our emotions do not have to control us. We can feel them. We can honor them in the moment that they're there, but we inevitably have the power. We have the control. And that's something that we have to remember, but we have to feel them first. We have to honor them first. We have to recognize them first. And then we move accordingly. Like Dion said, that can be doing nothing at all. That can be moving pieces around. That can be removing yourself from a situation. That can be whatever it is based on what it needs to be. But you have to feel that feeling, because sometimes our feelings are our warning signs. And that's why it's so important to truly understand how we feel, because sometimes it's not ours. It's not our thoughts. It's not our feelings. Sometimes it can come from somewhere else. But other times they're triggers. They're warning signs. They're saying, hey, this one right here. Or, hey, they might not want to walk around that corner. Or, hey.
You want to make sure you are practicing the discernment to figure out which is which.
Exactly. But we can't do that if we're not centered within ourselves. Yep. And that's that part. If we're not grounded, if we don't take that time for our brief moments, if we don't take that time to sit with self and reflect and figure out what's right, what's wrong, what's our thoughts, what's not our thoughts, and how we can move them around accordingly, then we lost in the sauce. And unfortunately, that's what's happening a lot in our community, in the world at large, because it's not just melanated people. It's a lot of others that are out here lost in the sauce. That's why we lost in the sauce, because they've been lost in the sauce for ancestral years. And listen, and then jacked up the whole planet at this point.
What time is it?
Right. Like, we ain't got the time to go into that. All right. They've been lost in the sauce. But it's up to us, no matter what traumas we've lived through, once we know, we got to do better. That's the point. Once you know better, you're supposed to do better, right? That's like Dion was saying earlier. Once you learn, because sometimes we don't know the stuff we eat in trash. We just eating it because this is what our family ate and this is what we ate. But once you find out and you still decide to eat it, that's on you. Like, and it's the same thing with the traumas and really figuring out your emotions, because we can give people the power of our emotions. We just get that thing away freely. Like, here you go. Somebody say something to you. Now you mad, flipping over tables. You just gave them all of you. You gave them all of you. Right? But if you're not really practicing emotional literacy or maturity, that's all you know.
That's like Earth the Kid. Like, for what?
For what?
For what?
For what?
Why would you do that?
Compromise for what? Give your whole body, being, mind, and spirit away for what?
For what?
Oh, he cheated? Okay. Be sad. Take that, feel that feeling. But don't go slash that man's car.
Keep it moving.
Don't go to shorty house knocking on doors.
Look.
Don't do that.
I agree. I agree.
I hear a butt coming.
There's no but. There was a time when there was a but. But
okay. But you better now. You worked on that emotional maturity.
You know, I've never actually done that. Although I've plotted.
You wanted to a couple times.
I had the whole plan in my head. It stayed there. It never came out.
She had that. I bust the windows out your car. That was a jail.
So,
but listen, but that's the thing. Like, knowing that you don't need to. Because we not thought about stuff we wanted to do. But knowing we ain't need to, we didn't. That's emotional literacy and maturity, right?
Right.
Because some people would think about it and then go get up and do it. Okay. And that's that part. Like, we don't have to give people full control over us. They're winning when we give them full control over us, and that's because we don't have control over us. Somebody stepped on my shoe, so now I gotta kill you. What? There's some emotional imbalance that's happening within you.
It ain't got nothing to do with that shoe, bro.
It ain't got nothing to do with that shoe.
Something else going on, sir, ma'am.
It's something completely else happening that you're not dealing with. And it happens a lot of times when we don't check in with our emotions, when our emotions are misplaced. Like, you can be at work and your boss then upset you to the highest degree, but you can't say nothing to your boss, so you go home and cuss out your spouse. What?
That don't go together.
Your anger is misplaced.
Go to the spouse. That's the person who did it.
Right, your anger is misplaced. And so we have to understand our emotions to be able to control our emotions so that they don't control us. And it's not saying you can't feel them. But after you feel them, you have to decide what's next. You have to. No one else can make you do anything. That's completely up to you. You either give them the power or you hold on to it. That's completely up to you. But you have to know how you feel first. You have to understand how you feel, and you have to understand how to work that through within you and what's right for you in that moment. And understand, we ain't got no shade to nobody. If you the one who bust some windows out the car, okay.
I wish I was you. I wish I could do it.
It's all right, sis. It's all right, bruh. It's okay. If that's you, just take the word. Next time, we're going to take a breathe moment and think it all the way through, right? Is that one moment where you getting locked up for? Okay? Is that person worth you losing your life for? Is that situation worth you losing something greater? You know what I'm saying? So, like, all of those things, and if you really look at, again, the way our society is set up, when we talking about melanated people, our culture and what's happening in our streets, why do you think this? And when we talk about gang retaliation and all these shootings and stuff like that, why do you think that's so prevalent? Because these kids and these men and these grown people and these women, they don't know how to deal with their emotions.
That's exactly what that is. And anger hurts. But actually, what it is they're hurt and they don't know how to deal with the hurt, so it makes them angry. I mean, that's how I get anyway. When I get hurt or I'm feeling certain emotions that I can't figure them out, I get angry. Why am I angry? One emotion at a time, please.
Right. But emotions don't work that way because it's chemical stuff happening. It's just like you can't control the chemical reaction.
Look at that. Somebody paid attention in class.
I was paying attention. So as I told you, it hit me. It hit me. I caught it. Okay. I was listening, Teach.
I
Put me
see.
in, coach. I got it. I got it.
See, I need you at my school.
And that's the thing. Like, it's a chemical reaction, and you cannot control the chemical reaction. Once you drop that chemical in that beaker with that other chemical, you don't know what's gonna happen. The beaker gonna explode. It's gonna pop up through the top. You don't know.
You never did. You should if you researched. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
But see, that's that part. If you not emotional literate, you ain't done the research. You ain't done that before work. You just out here in these streets performing experiments.
That's the truth.
That's real. And we have to break it down to the science level because, Miss Dion Victoria loves science.
Come on now.
For anybody out there that loves science, I hope that analogy got you your life. Okay?
Yes.
But that's that part though. For real, like in all seriousness, that is that part. In order to truly heal, one, we need to know we need healing. In order to truly stop perpetuating the traumas that we need to heal from, we have to educate people. And it's not just reading, writing, math, science. It's not just that. It's on who are you?
Self-awareness.
Who are you? And how do you feel? And why do you feel that way? And what's the logical next step?
Come on.
And then, even more so than that, you are a spiritual being. If your spirit not aligned, your mental not going to be aligned, your physical not going to be aligned. We came here aligned. Let's look at it this way. We came here aligned. We came out of our mothers and we ain't had no tarnishes. We came out brand new baby, cuter than that thing, okay?
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that, but go for it.
I understand that too. So let's say we don't have any tarnishes from this, right? From this realm that we're entering. Because we ain't got nothing into yet. Like we just came out of mama, we brand new. But we do come here with past generational curses and trauma from the ancestors. It's stuff that's in the bloodline we need to heal. Okay. That's the thing. But for the most part, chakras align. We pretty balanced when we get here. Okay. And then life starts tilting one way or the other. And if we never know these things exist to get them back on track, then we're going to stay out of whack. And then we're going to have children. And we're going to do the same thing to them. And it's going to perpetuate. It's going to be an endless cycle. So how about we reverse that and create a cycle of healing? Create a cycle of self-awareness. Create a cycle of love. Create a cycle of emotional literacy.
Art really helps you to do that. We didn't touch on that. And I just want to put that out there because we're coming up on the end of the show. Art really helps you to balance your emotions. Not only does it allow you space to practice empathy and connect with other people on their emotional spaces, but it also helps you like as a therapeutic tool. One thing I said to you last week was I want to do this again. I want to paint while we talk because I like the way it feels. And just make sure that I'm painting at least once a week. I need it for my emotional well-being. I need it.
And you were present enough with your emotions and honest enough with your emotions to understand that you needed that.
Exactly. Because art allows you to take away all the feelings and emotions that it allows you to stand on top of them rather. It's like there's a glass floor and you're like, oh, well, that's anger and that's sadness, and that's anxiety. This is an experience, versus being in there with them. You're looking at them through a glass floor instead of being under the floor with them. good analogy. I don't know.
I get that though, because it's like an aerial view.
Yeah.
When you looking at things from above, you see all sides. When you down there with it, you only see what's right in front of you.
Hey, girl, you got it. See, she better at this. Listen to her.
I'm with you, sis. I'm with you, sis.
She did.
Yeah. All right, we got some comments here. It's true facts. That's true. Come on, good old affirmations. I was thinking the same thing as Dion. Come on, we getting all types of facts. They in agreement. Yeah, they in agreement out here.
Yeah, yeah. We have to recognize, educate, and get support for ourselves to deal with things, not only emotionally, but mentally and spiritually. And they're all interconnected.
Absolutely.
They're
And
all
that's that part. You can't deal fully with one without dealing with the other. You're gonna always be imbalanced if you do so. You can't say, I'm gonna learn how to deal with my emotions and not get your spirit right and align your chakras. Cause how, Sway? You can't say that I'm a get my physical right and eat good to be at optimum health and your spirit not right. You still gonna be having some ailments. Like, you have to do it's all together. Your mental, your spiritual, your physical is literally all together in this one package, right? So you can't look at it separately. It's one package, and you got to get it all together to get the one being that you are in alignment and where you need to be. Oh, we on them hands again. We got some jewelry. Okay, okay. Come on, jewelry. Okay. I see you. I dabble, let dabble do. Okay.
way too much.
But D, we are coming to the end. Can you bless these people with a breathe experience that they can take into their homes, into their jobs, into the playrooms, where they can calm down and try to tap into that emotional literacy and maturity that they and we all so desperately need.
All right. So yes, I was at first because I'm so energetically high. I was gonna go energetically high with it, but I was like, you know what? It is 7 o'clock on a Tuesday. Maybe not everybody up there with me. So let me bring it down. Go ahead and have a seat if you're sitting or lie down flat, whatever you want to do. Make sure that you're grounded and you feel pretty comfortable. However you're sitting, make sure or laying, just make sure that your spine is straight. And if you can be erect, make sure that your body is aligned, almost like there's a string at the crown of your head, holding you up like a puppet so that you can sit up. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel free to sound if it feels good. Let's do it 20 times. One more. A moment to scan the body. Check in with your emotions by feeling any sensations you feel. For example, do you feel the warmth of your toes in your shoes? I have shoes on, so I feel warmth. I can actually feel my feet throbbing from, and I guess, blood flow. And I feel there's an ache in my knee, my right knee. I feel. I'm going to be quiet so you can check in with self and just feel for the next 30 seconds. Keep breathing and relaxing and releasing into whatever you feel. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Let your exhale be audible. Let's do two more. Mm. Last one. ahead and give yourself a nice big hug. If you need to tell yourself you love yourself, feel free.
I love myself.
When you're ready, release your hands. All right. I hope y'all feel as good as I do.
If that smile didn't give it away.
I'm trying not to explode.
Yes.
I feel good.
Yes. And then what is it? Reflexology we were learning about with
Yes.
the points of your hands and your feet and how it's connected to different parts of your bodies and your emotions, stress and tension and anxiety in different parts of your fingers and your feet. And how you can massage those away. So that's another way that you can
Oh,
become emotionally literate.
one way to relieve anxiety, I'm glad that you said that, is to pinch this fatty part between the thumb and the pointer finger. You just pinch it, and it should help you calm down after a few minutes.
Okay.
And then you do the other side. You're just grabbing this fatty part right here and pinching it. Ooh, it's not actually fat, it's more like muscle, but
But yeah. And then there's a ton of other resources. Just start your journey, guys. Yoga, meditation, reflexology, massages, if
journaling.
journaling. If you want some external help, teas and CBD and different things that'll help you relax and just kind of calm and center yourself, so that you can really tap into your emotions and how you feel, and then again decide how you want to feel, how you want to move forward, so you can be your best self and the representation of what you want to be. And you have to feel those emotions first to do that. So yes, Reiki. Thank you, Chanel. I just saw that pop up. Reiki is another way to align that energy, get it right on. Okay, physical activity. All right, we're gonna be talking about that a little later in the week on our pages because again, we post daily on the topic on education, art, health, and we have Free Your Mind Friday on Friday at 6 p.m. And we're gonna have a wonderful, wonderful woman on talking to you guys. And so, yes, make sure that you all start your journey on how you can be emotionally your best self, spiritually your best self, and physically your best self. So, if it's physical movement, you know, those endorphins get going when you exercise and when you dance and when you, even if you just walk. Walking brings down in anxiety and depression, and the longer you walk, different phases happen. Diabetes can go down, it reduces your risk just from walking. So moving your body wants you to be healthy. So when you move your body, it can help heal you in different ways, emotionally and physically. So start your journey, guys. Start Google searching now. Figure out what works for you, and then give it a try because we got to get right mentally, emotionally, and physically. All right, y'all. We're about to head out, but thank you so much for being here with us on the Breathe Experience every Tuesday at 6 p.m. And again, catch us for Free Your Mind Friday at 6 p.m. as well. And stay tuned to all the social medias. If you want to catch up on more shows, we are on YouTube. You can definitely check out the Breathe Experience and Free Your Mind Fridays on the YouTube pages, on the Facebook, and then you can catch some posts on more information about all of these topics that we discuss on our Instagram and our Facebook. We love y'all. Remember to breathe, and we'll see you next week, if not Friday. See ya.